Hi everybody, I'm Shannon Rollins and this is Finding Your Glow. I'm a spiritual life strategist, which means that I teach you how to tap into your most powerful asset, and that's your spirit, to create a healthy, wealthy, and prosperous life in every area that you can be healthy, wealthy, and prosperous. If it's your first time joining us, I want to welcome you to Finding Your Glow. If it's not your first time joining us, I want to welcome you back and thank you for tuning in again. We've got a great video segment today. In fact, we've got a brand new series that we're titling the Daddy's Girl series. This is for all you ladies out there who are single and are actively looking for a relationship, or you're already in a relationship, you're looking for how you can revive it if it's gone a little stale and bring more life to it. And this is also for those of you who are neither looking for a new relationship nor are in a relationship, because you're in a unique position. The things we're going to be talking about today, you may not need to implement immediately, but you will have a jump start on things so that you can begin to implement them and practice them before you're ready to take that next step. So I want to welcome everybody to Finding Your Glow today. Today's segment is called, I'm Still Single. You know, before we go too far down this road, I want to share a little bit of my background with you so you know where I'm coming from and you know that I'm not just pulling what I'm saying out of my hat. I, as you know, am a spiritual life strategist, and I've also been a women's counselor and a licensed minister for the last 16 years. I've also married my best friend and the love of my life, Shannon Rollins, in 2006. And we were happily married for 8.5 years before he passed away in 2014. So between the hundreds and hundreds of conversations with singles and married couples and the wealth of wisdom and experience and information that I gained from being married to my lovely husband, I've had the good fortune to gain some wisdom in that tricky area of love and marriage. So I want to welcome everybody to, I'm Still Single. Let's jump into this. Any successful relationship that you're going to have, especially a romantic relationship, is not going to be on accident. It's going to be intentional. Even if it happens spontaneously in the moment and it catches you off guard or whatever, it's still not going to be an accident. If you're going to have a successful relationship, it's going to be intentional. And there are specific things that you can do to get ready for a relationship, or if you're already in a relationship, that you can implement that will make your relationship an even better relationship. Whenever anyone comes to me and they say that they want to get into a relationship, or they tell me that they're already in a relationship with somebody that they love and they're having some issues, the first thing I always ask them is, why are you in this relationship? Or why do you want this relationship? You know, you have to be able to answer some fundamental questions about your relationship or the relationship that you want to have if you're going to have a successful relationship. So I ask them, why do you want to be in a relationship? And most of the time I get, because I want to have some companionship, I want to have some fun, I want to have some sex, I want to have a friend, you know, all of those things. I'm desiring to experience love, all of those things which are wonderful. Everybody's looking for those things if you're looking for a mate or someone to spend your time in your life with. But a lot of times what they don't say is things like this: I want to be validated. I don't feel sufficient in and of myself, and I want someone to help me feel that way. And a lot of times what we hear in popular culture is that is bad, that's wrong, you shouldn't ask for that from anybody, you shouldn't need that from anybody. Many of us struggle with those things, and it does not mean that you're weak or that there's something wrong with you or that you're doing something wrong if you are looking for a relationship to give you those kinds of validation points. A relationship does provide a level of validation, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, you need someone sometime to affirm that you're as great as you think you are. You need someone to tell you that you're great. You need someone to tell you that you are wonderful. You need someone to tell you that they love you. We are social beings and we're social creatures, and what those people are mirrors for us, and we need positive images reflected back to us. So there's nothing wrong with having validation or seeking validation as a component of a good relationship that you want to get into. The problem comes in when you are only relying on that other person or those other people to provide that validation for you. If you cannot come into a place within yourself where you know that you are worthy, where you know that you are sufficient, where you know that you are validated, then you will continually be asking someone else to give you those things. And what you're really asking them for when it gets to that level is you're asking them to give you your identity. And no one else can give you your identity. You know, a lot of people go into a lot of different areas to get a sense of identity. Who am I? What do I want? What makes me tick? And a shortcut route is to just go with the material things like cars, money, houses, that kind of stuff. Others of us, we look for validation of our identity in social environments. Maybe we go clubbing, maybe we are part of this group or that group or what have you. The truth is that all of those things have a place, or a hole as I call them. The car hole, cars fit that hole. The money hole, money fits that hole. The clubbing hole, clubbing fits that hole. For the social interactions and environments and communities, those holes are filled by those things. But the identity hole cannot be filled by anything other than who has created you and who has made your identity in the first place. I call those holes God holes. Those are holes that tell you who you are as a person on a core level. Those are the holes that tell you what brings you the most satisfaction, what brings you the most joy, what brings you the most happiness, what makes you come alive on the inside, what makes your world a better place to be in. And the truth is that when you try to put those other things in those God holes, they're the equivalent of putting a penny in the middle of a giant jar. You can throw that penny in there, but when you start shaking that bottle around, you'll start hearing that thing rankle around, clink, 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 because it's not filling that whole space, because it cannot. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to fill the hole that it's designed for. God holes are designed to be filled by God, and identity and who you are on a core level is a God hole. And unless you sit quiet and come into a place where you tap into your inner person, you tap into that spirit being on the inside of you that tells you who you are. It breathes life and says, this is what I want, this is what I desire, this is what makes me happy. Then what you'll be doing is you'll be offering a fraudulent, inauthentic version of yourself to whoever happens to come by your way who wants to be in a relationship with you. And the danger with doing that is that they'll start to respond to what you're giving off. And when you aren't happy with what you're receiving, you're going to start to rebel. You're going to start to reject it. You're going to start to recoil from it. And they're going to respond likewise. And all of a sudden, boof, you have an explosion. And what was once a wonderful, beautiful, fulfilling, satisfying relationship is now dead and buried, and you don't know what happened to it. What happened to it is that you didn't bring your best self to the table, and what you presented to the person that you became involved with was a sham and could not sustain a long-term relationship. Relationships are an investment of your precious resources, all that you are, all that you hope to be, all that you long to be. Relationships are an investment into another person and into this thing that you're creating together. Bringing anything less than your best that you're able to produce at the level that you're at is guaranteeing that you're not going to have a successful relationship. The last thing is this: there are seasons for everything under the sun, and relationships are no different. Your mate is tied directly and specifically to your purpose. Knowing the season of life that you're in or the season of life that you're headed into will tell you whether or not the person that you're considering is worthy of your investment. I'm Shannon Rollins, and this is Finding Your Glow. I hope you have an amazing day today, and I hope we've given you some food for thought. If you've got questions, feel free to send them on over to us at info@findingyourglow.com, and we'll be happy to answer them. Also, make sure you follow us on social media. Have an awesome, amazing day, but above all, get out there and find your glow. Want to talk to Shannon and get some of those questions answered directly? Write to us at info@findingyourglow.com, and let's get started. Hey friends, make sure you connect with us on social media, and make sure you like and subscribe our YouTube channel to stay up to date with our weekly video installments.